Sunday. I almost said happy Saturday. Happy Sunday and welcome to our weekly collective tarot reading. So that is for today all the way until Saturday of next week. Okay, if you guys don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, check out that information box down below where I have a link to my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, and also a link to my own mystery school where I teach Mayan astrology alongside other teachers and much wonderful subjects. Maybe also check out Desert Cauldron. It's a shop that James and I own. James from Light of Riga, who's everything crystals, and of course you guys know me. So anyway, like I said, check it out. Oh, and I wanted to do FYI, my newsletter comes out on the 1st tomorrow. So Lunasa, Lamas, definitely check it out. Sign up. We are over 300 strong on that newsletter, and I only hit your inbox once a month, so I don't play the spam game. All right. Let's see. Susie, hello, hello. Susie said hello. Kiss, hug, kiss, hug. Same to you. All right. So, well, obviously, other folks will kind of start coming on in. Lisa, hello. She says, evening, girls. So I have some good stuff for us today because, yeah, like I said, tomorrow is the 1st. We've already had that new moon in Leo, and now we're going into that turn in the pagan wheel to the first harvest of the year, Lunasa, or some people celebrating Lammas. So I'm going to incorporate that today, of course, but I am going to cast our elemental circle first. So butterfly love child, hello, hello. Okay. So the purpose of my elemental circle and working with the elements is to take the energy of each of those elements to help cleanse the space. And also, since, you know, this being a live chat and, well, energy doesn't know any space or time, whoever is watching afterwards is kind of also within that space. So kind of clearing your space too, as if we're all together in the physical. So yay, everybody, welcome everybody in. So with this fire here, I'd like to kind of burn away anything that doesn't aid us today. So helping to kind of clear up this energy wherever you are. And of course, here I am in little old Arizona. All right, so let's get this fire started. All right, excellent, excellent. So using that fire energy again to burn away anything that is not helping us today with our reading, and then also using a little bit of Palo Santo. Sumi, hello, hello. To use that air element to blow away and cleanse anything impeding on our intuition today. And actually, speaking of impeding on intuition, roadblocks, I'll talk about the energy for today when we get to the Mayan astrological message for this week. All right, look at that Palo Santo go. Smells so good. All right, so just clearing up the environment here. Let's see here. Yay, everybody popping in. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then I have a little bit of Florida water here. So let's go ahead and wash away anything blocking our intuition, our ability to have a good time and nice fun reading today. Feels good. It feels good. Yeah. Okay. With the earth element, I have this wonderful wand here. This is a wand that we actually have in Desert Cauldron. It's one that James and I created together. So if you are interested in it, definitely check out the shop. The link is down below. And remember that all of our animal parts are ethically sourced. We don't want any harm to none. Okay, so no, that is not in our practice. We do not put a price tag on an animal's head for their parts. So these are just ones that have been found. Okay, and then we have a little bit of citrine in this particular wand for that sun energy, and then this particular bone belongs to a deer. So deer is really good for groundedness, hello earth energy, but also that wonderful spiritual connection, and I'd like a little bit of that solar energy. And then here we have a wonderful chlorite quartz, which is also connected to earth, but the higher chakras as well. So let's just call in our elemental friends at the north to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in our elemental friends at the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in our elemental friends at the south to help us to cast our circle today. And calling in our elemental friends at the west to help us to cast our circle today. Our circle is cast, let our work begin, and so it is! Yay! All right, so it looks like some more people were coming on in. Let me go back here. Billy, hello. She says namaste. Susie says, I love cleaning with Florida water. I wear all the time. It smells nice, I must say. It smells very nice. And Silver Star, hello. She's giving good wishes. Good morning to everyone. Tokra, hello. Says good day to all. Billy said, love Palo Santo. I don't even burn it, just love its smell as it is. Yeah, and same here. There's I mean, so many pieces that I don't burn. I technically I've had 2 sticks for years and years and years. And those same 2 sticks just like keep burning. I don't really go through Palo Santo that fast, but the unburned sticks are also just amazing to smell. So everybody, wishing everybody a good morning or good evening, depending on where you are. Susie is over there multitasking. And Silver Star is like, don't worry, I can't ever type. All right, you guys, so we have a special little live chat today. Yes, it's our weekly live chat, and yes, we are going to look into the energies of the week, but also a little extra because tomorrow, like I said, many people, not everyone, but many people will be celebrating Lunasa or Lammas. So that'll be the first harvest of the year. So kind of looking back on everything that we've cultivated and everything that we've started and everything that we've done since January, basically, to where we are now, and how can we reap some of those rewards. Start thinking about those things, thinking about the things that you created with gratitude. So, hey, beautiful, how are you? Silver Star says, driving home today from California, gonna be a long drive. Oh, yes. We know that one from last week. But yeah, safe travels. Susie also wishing safe travels. I'm sending you no traffic. And Silver Star said, the hubby is driving, so I get to hang out today. Nice. Billy said, hi all, hope the week has been as kind to you as possible. Yeah, so while I get set up here and start talking about the decks and everything, let me know, how has your week been? I didn't get to really check in with you guys last week because I was in California. But, you know, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so I still ended up pulling a card for my Patreon peeps and my YouTube members. Just a little like, hey, hello, still here. And then also just posting, letting everybody know that, yeah, I'm in Cali. So yeah, it was an interesting trip. Had some interesting things with the rentals. Ended up getting 2 rentals because the first rental didn't have air conditioning. And that's a little difficult to do when you got a basically 12 to 14 hour drive to California and you're going to go across the burning desert and it's over 107 degrees. I kind of need air conditioning. So yeah, so there was that. And then the car that they replaced it with was kind of falling apart. Like the front end was falling off and the check engine light was gone on, and then there was like 4 tires that were going flat. But you know what? We got here. We did it. And I got a huge discount. So it all worked out then. Okay, so if you guys would like, why don't you guys go grab your decks, and if you don't have a deck handy, then maybe just start tapping into good old intuition, and let's pull some cards together today for our weekly reading. That's kind of what I look forward to all week. Okay, so let's go back here. Lisa says, I've done my back end, so I'm laying on the floor, kind of typing upside down. Lisa, okay, interesting, but yesterday, James was noticing that his back felt like it was starting to hurt, like he was just about to pull it, but he was reshielding himself. He felt like maybe there was a negative entity or something. Reshielding, then he was fine. And then like a few hours later, I went and pulled my back. So my back's still a little sore, and it was so stupid. I was sitting on the floor, and I literally reached up for something, and I went, ah! Yeah, so it's just one side of my back, but I tried, working on my shields and doing an energetic cleanse too. So it is a lot better, but that's interesting that you hurt your back too. So, um, Susie's like upside down, love it. And Silverstar, blessed Llamas, darling, same to you. And then Silverstar is sending Lisa some healing vibes. I feel you. Susie says, I'm a very patient person, but I hate traffic. Oh my goodness. So glad you and James are safe. Yeah, and what was nice was there wasn't any traffic. So at least there was that. And Susie said, healing vibes for sure. I think I have been under psychic attack too, draining my energy. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Yeah, and I just woke up with another bruise this morning, and I got a bruise the day before while I'm sleeping, and it's not like there's anything hard. I mean, other than like, are James and I dueling it out in our sleep? But I doubt it. But yeah, I'm just like waking up with bruises and stuff. So probably time for another mega protection and cleanse, and seeing how, if there is negative energy, how is it courting into me? Like what, because it's usually when it's unhealed parts or a shadow I have or something, they like to court in that way. So I got to see, what do I got to work on so it gets its little grubbies off me. Let's see. Billy said, can't post the questions today, too much hand pain, but we'll play along. Hey, no worries, Billy. You take care of you. This says, I need a black candle. I will get one tomorrow. Good idea. This said, yes, will do. Billy, hope it feels better soon. When coughing, sneezing, and picking stuff up become dangerous sports. Yes, I know. And Lisa says, I think psychic attack, possibly. Yeah, definitely. Especially if it's like, that's a little too coincidency. You, James, me, Susie's getting drained over there. Susie says, I get 2 haters or trolls on YouTube, and I think it's them. Really? Well, and everything's pretty thin at the moment this year. Actually, no, this whole year. Like, everything's just thinning, all, like the veil as we call it, but it's all the layers, and it's like things are just, I don't know, just a little bit more extra intense. James and I have figured out that I think we can smell demons. Like, I think we can smell them. For me, it smells like sulfur, and for him, it's been smelling like garlic. So when he smells garlic, I smell sulfur. So we don't smell the same thing, but it'll be definitely at the same time. So that's been interesting. We smelled it at his parents' house, and then we smelled it here too. So interesting. Silverstar says, I've been noticing a lot of this going on. What is going on? Psychic attacks like crazy. It's the energy, dude. Everything is just so, it's just easier, I think, from energies from like 40, 5D to kind of come through onto this plane and just, I don't know, I'm not an authority on everything. So I'm like, I'm learning right along. I just noticed that things are just extra. It's just extra. And then Susie says, I block them in their comments. I live in love, so it's okay. Yeah. And see, Tallulah, hello. Says, wow, interesting. I used to get so many random bruises before my spiritual awakening. I don't know what could happen. Interesting. And Silverstar, I have had everyone talking about this. So I've been amping up your protection. Yep. And Billy says, it's chronic pain meets overuse. Oops. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you know what? We'll do extra healing at the end of this chat today. All right. So with that in mind, while we're sending out our good juju to everyone and upping up our shields, yeah, like I said, if you guys want to grab your decks, if you are going to grab your decks today, let us know what you're working with. I'll let you know what I'm working with today. I am going to bust out the Saki Tarot. I haven't seen people use this in a while, so I thought, like, maybe I'll bust this out today. And of course, we never have a reading without Wally's World. Wally must be present. And then for runes, I have the Animal Speak runes by Ted Andrews. So I got those in there. That should be fun for you guys. I also have the Ocean Dreams. since I was having some very interesting dreams about swimming in the middle of the ocean where there is no land in sight. I was just swimming there. And then I dreamt I was skydiving right before that, which, you know, two things I think would terrify me, but I was all gung-ho in my dream. Anyway, I also have the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle for us. And lastly, the Good Karma Tarot, which is one that my best friend let me know about. And I was like, gotta have it. Let's see here. Let's go back. Billy said, I renamed my elbows because I clunk them so often on things. Dude, I used to do that a lot. I was like, because you know how they say you hit your funny bone? I was like, why do we call this a funny bone? Because it sure doesn't feel too funny to me every time I bash it. Let's see. Susie has the wisdom of the divine feminine. Butterfly Love Child has the Wicca Oracle, Vessel Oracle, and the Gentle Tarot. And Susie coming in with the ocean waves. Billy has the Light Seeress Tarot, and Silver Star has Orion's Animal Tarot. Lisa says, I'm going to use my intuition today. I've been channeling fairly well recently. Yay! Yay, fellow channelers. I love it. All right. Okay, you guys. So let's take a look at our list here. And the first thing I want to talk about is the Mayan message for this week, starting with today. So today is 3 Maluk, and actually Maluk is James's day sign. It's not his day like his Mayan birth date, but it is his day sign. So the number 3 oftentimes poses obstacles, difficulties, obstructions, but it's not to just to create difficulty in our life. It's to help us to get creative, or to help us to go inwards if the outward world is putting the brakes on things. And I think I did talk about in the monthly chat for August yesterday that there would be, I believe for the air signs, some roadblocks coming up. So perhaps that's starting today, the day before the 1st. But Maluk is known as the sign of karma. It's of balance, fire and water, you know, cleansing with water, cleansing with fire, to help to rebalance one's karma, whether that comes from your ancestors, it comes from something that's occurred in this lifetime, but to work on those things and to find your strengths to move through them. So with that number 3, but the number 3 also pertains to the hearthstones, the 3 hearthstones that in Mayan mythology, they believe that's what created the 4th or 5th world that we're in right now. So if you feel like today is a little bit difficult, feeling maybe difficult in terms of emotions, or spiritually things are difficult, maybe working with your intuition, maybe the outside world is just being difficult, know that you can come back to the place that you call home, whether it's your physical home or a place inwards that you go to help ground yourself and feel centered once again when the world, or perhaps our outside energy, is a little more chaotic than usual. So that is the message for today. And then going on into when we end the week, we end with 9 men. And so men has nothing to do with like men, like males. Men actually connects to the eagle. So it's having an eagle's perspective, being able to rise above and to look down. But we connect that with the number 9, which is a very fertile number. So 9 men is actually going to be a great day for opportunity. So if you're looking to have a little bit of extra of something, or extra inspiration, extra opportunity, look to Saturday of next week with 9 men. So interesting week that we have cooked up. This whole week, our Lord of this week is Manik, which is actually one of the year bearers. So it has extra emphasis with this week. And Manik is all about our, I guess, the way we govern ourselves and how the way the world governs itself. So it's law, it's rules and all of that. And just taking a look into what are your laws at the moment, what are your rules at the moment, and also that being reflected on the outside, because, you know, as within, so without. So notice that as people are working on changes on the inside, you notice that reflected on the outside. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. Veronica Jude. Hey, oh my gosh, Veronica, how are you? Gonna use the Bone Stone. Tokra is gonna have the Night Sun Tarot. And Susie said, Veronica Jude, I never got that deck. It is stunning. Love the little fire hearts. And Veronica said, yes, it's a constant go-to for me. My most used deck for the past couple of years. And Susie said, good to know. All right. And then moving on into our herb of the week. Again, trying to choose something that I think most people, no matter where you are in the world, should be able to get your hands on. And I have oats. That's right. It's that same stuff that you use to make oatmeal or oatmeal cookies. And I know there's many other uses, but if you are going to use oats, let's just say like wanting to create something magical, maybe you do want to create some oatmeal cookies, especially maybe because tomorrow is Lunasa, you know, maybe you want to create something with oats, really good for representing the harvest, the very first harvest. But a lot of people use it for, if we're talking the physical, they use it in weight loss because it does help to stave off hunger for a while. You know, it's got a really low glycemic index, so really good for people with high blood pressure, helping to bring it down. It's also really good for, let's see, I also have some of my notes here. Oh yeah, help to reduce the risk of heart disease. And why I can't get my words straight today. So that's on a physical level, but if you want to use it on a more energetic level, this is good just to add to any type of spell, because I do believe that it amplifies. And specifically, if you're working with money spells, maybe working with a little bit of oat, maybe putting a little bit of oat in a sachet, maybe some crystals that are really good for attracting money. Maybe you want to make an incense with oats, that would be really good. But you know, my favorite thing to do with herbs and things like that is to ingest it. So as long as it's safe for ingestion. I do like to ingest for, you know, baking, cooking, you know, with intention, making teas. I have made teas with milky oat before. So, you know, other ways to use oat other than just, you know, making oatmeal or making oatmeal cookies. Okay. Susan said, oats. Yes, I have oats. Billy, I'm excited for tomorrow. It's launch day for Oak, Ash, and Thorn Mini. It's my soul deck. Oh, I do remember you talking about that. You were so excited. And Susie said, it is heart healthy. Yep. And Lisa says, like the sound of that deck, Billy. And Silver Star says, I can't believe it's already Leo season. It's crazy how fast this year has gone by. Seriously. And Susie says, yes, I'm going to do this to attract abundance. And Billy, I like overnight oats. Put milk or water on them at night and then eat in the morning. Lush. Said to be good for looking after adrenals when they are overactive. And also really good for people who maybe get up really early in the morning to go to work or something like that. You know, overnight oats. I have made them before with a little bit of fruit. Actually really good. Okay, so on that note, let's use our little singing bowl, and I would like to go into a spread, and I'll show you guys the spread in just a moment. You guys can pull cards on them as well, but it's a special Llama/Lunasa spread. So I want to do a little singing bowl just to, again, get us all prepped for this reading. All right, feels good, feels good. Okay, so I am busting out my 365 tarot spreads by Sasha Graham, and I thought the spread looked fun for August 1st, Lunasa. So let me read this to you guys. You guys go ahead and get your decks ready. On this day, Lammas, or Lunasa, ancient Celtic festivals celebrate the agricultural harvest. Today was the culmination of a month celebration, while the 3 days preceding Lunasa were especially sacred and devoted to purification. The summation of this spread, Lammas filled with romantic components, is an occasion for the blessing and harvesting of botanicals. The height of summer brings them to the peak of their power just before decomposition begins. Collect and harvest herbs on this night for good luck and powerful magic. This spread is based on the magic associated with herb gardens. Lanasa means the marriage of Lu, an important Celtic deity. At least 14 European cities are named after him, and it has been suggested that many European churches dedicated to Saint Michael, the archangel, were built over sites once dedicated to Lu. The tarot card that is associated with this day is the Seven of Pentacles. Is the harvest card. The figure pauses and reflects. His crop is bountiful, yet something has led him to reevaluate the situation. This card reflects the concept of being very productive at what you are naturally talented at. What is easy for you may be challenging for others. Okay, so let me read through. This will be an 8-card spread. I'll read through the questions and then I'll read each question one by one as we pull cards for them. Okay, so Billy said Stephanie Burrows over at Three Trees Tarot is an animal deck: fox, squirrel, raven, hare for the suits. It's inspired so many poems for me. That's awesome. All right, so here are the 8 cards. Card number 1 is Basil. How do I exorcise negativity from my life, or possibly negative attachments causing us bruises and backaches? Number 2, Chamomile. What calms me? Number 3, Yarrow. How can I improve my psychic ability? Number 4, Parsley. What protects me? Number 5, Sage. What do I know? Number 6, Mint. What attracts money? Number 7, Dill. What provokes lust? And number 8, Time. What healing action should I take? All right, thought it would be a good spread for us for this week. Okay, so let me get myself situated. I still have some of my tea here. Thank you, Susie. So Susie has put the first question for us. How do I exercise negativity from my life? That is card 1. Okay. And I have my wild berry tea today. This one I didn't make. I do have some teas that are just in tea bags when I'm feeling lazy, but I figured wild berry because, you know, tomorrow's the first harvest, berries. I'm thinking berries, oats, bread, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd start the celebration early. Okay. All right. So Susie, like I said, has that question up there. So let's go ahead and pull a card for it. I'm also going to pull from Wally's World just for the overall theme for this week before I pull that very first card. And Susie drew allies. Oh my gosh, love it. And you know what? I was saying something about allies in the newsletter. I haven't quite finished the newsletter. I have one last little part and then it'll be ready to go to send out to everybody's mailbox tomorrow. So hey, if you guys aren't signed up for the newsletter, the link is down below. But I try to put some witchy goodness in there. I try to explain why I'm using particular crystals or particular herbs. I've liked being able to give you guys my own personal tea recipes in there. You know, I find that maybe some people might like it. You know, and other little things, you know, YouTube channels that I'm watching or music that's been stuck in my head. Okay, so let's take a look at this theme card for this week. Oh, excellent. Let's see. Billy was saying, Susie, you got the book too? I did as well. It's Brill, isn't it? And Susie, no, I will listen. I will try. Billy, the world completion maybe. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I got this particular card here, and this is a picture that actually my best friend, Steph, had taken. So this is kind of where she likes to do meditation. It's a park not far from her parents' house. And I know Wally is in here. He's photoshopped on the grass over there, just chilling. Well, let's see what this means for us for our week. Let me just go inwards. And I'm so excited that Liesel's going to do some channeling too. Like, yay, I got a channel buddy. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. I feel like this week is about recognizing our ancestors. So it could be a recognition of our ancestors of our bloodline, but more like ancestors, you know, if all of us together are family. We are all human family. It's our ancestors, you know, the energies and the people that came before us, whether or not they're connected to our blood lineage. So I do feel like this is coming in some fashion, working with our both blood lineage, but also just the ancestors of this planet. And I do see animals and I do see plants and, you know, other energies as our ancestors as well. So that's interesting. And it's like, as far as the channeling, it's like, that's as much as we're going to tell you. So I'm like, okay. So just something regarding ancestors. That's all like I'm really being allowed to see right now. Working with our ancestors. Possible reflection, you know, and look to the things they've done. Look at cultures that came before us, animals that came before us that perhaps are no longer here. What can we learn from them? And also, how can we honor our past to be grateful for our present? And I guess that mixes in well with that turn of the year. You know, it is a time of reflection. Very interesting. All right, so I'm gonna put this off to the side here just so I can reference it as I pull that first card. So I'm busting out that sake, you guys. Okay, Susie said, very pretty. Silver Star got the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Teamwork. Butterfly, card 1, Emperor, order and authority, thoughtful structure and judicious application of sovereignty. And Susie said, and protection perhaps. Yeah, exactly. You know, oftentimes when I see big trees like this, I think ancestors, but also protection. You know, how deep do those roots go? Just like when we ground ourselves, we ground and protect. That's also, yeah, it's also a very good message. Okay, so Susie had said that card number 1 was basil. How do I exercise negativity from my life? So how can we do that this week? Maybe also thinking about upping our energetic protection. How can I exercise negativity from my life? All right. Okay. And we have the Tower. Whoa. Lisa says, I'm getting a guy called Frank. He's short. Keeps saying short and smiling. He's bald with little glasses on, if it means anything to anyone. I'm thinking of like the character Frank from It's Always Sunny. You know, the Danny DeVito. That's interesting. Interesting. I'll have to have a think on that. Okay, so let me see what I'm getting here with this Tower card. How can we exercise negativity from our life? Okay, I'm getting doing things differently. You know, in terms of how we deal with negative emotions, negative people, negative energy, just changing up the way we deal with those things. And I don't see them as like bad, you know, like we should, I believe there's teaching in everything. So people we deem negative or negative energy, well, why is it there? How is it courting in? If I'm being surrounded by negative people, why is that? What's going on within my energy that is attracting those negative people? They're there as teachers. They're there to help us see things. And also, maybe energetically speaking, if you feel like, you know, like my back is hurting, I got 2 weird bruises now. How are these negative energies, like I said before, possibly getting through my defenses? You know, do I have something that they are attracted to that is allowing them to court in? So this is definitely a shakeup, doing something extremely different than you have done in the past, because the way we've shielded and protected ourselves in the past, or the way that we have dealt with negative people in the past, is possibly not going to work anymore. And also, when I'm talking about negative emotions, they're definitely not emotions that we should fear or to push away. They're also trying to teach us something. Emotions don't have words. It's a feeling, and so that is its communication. That is the way the body and the spirit talk to itself. So if negative emotions are coming up, what are they trying to say? Where do you need healing? And those things. So, and again, in how we do our healing, perhaps it's time to change those things in a big way. And of course, like I said, with some of the monthly readings for August thus far, doing anything new is, of course, going to be a little nerve-wracking, just like learning how to drive for the very first time or learning how to rollerblade for the very first time. A little scary at first, but once you get the hang of it, you do just fine. And you guys are more than capable. So, all right, interesting, Basil. Okay, let's look here. Tokra got the King of Wands. Susie said, my first boyfriend was named Frank, but he was tall and hot. Susie said, the card at the bottom of my deck is community. Interesting. And Butterfly said, half my cards for this spread are major arcana. Whoa. And Lisa said, that's interesting. I was praying about community yesterday. Oh, that is very cool. Silver Star said, I got the 5 of Swords. This card has a stingray. It's letting go of the swords, release the negative thoughts, patterns, and move forward. Let go and let it flow. Oh, Susie, you just, Silver Star, you just reminded me. It was, okay, I'm gonna do a quick pause. So my dream last night, the part where I'm like swimming all by myself in the middle of the ocean, but it's like there was a light at the bottom of the ocean, so like the ocean was lit up. It was like the water was glowing, and I wasn't scared even though I couldn't see land. And so I just kept swimming, and then I swam this is weird, I swam into a basketball court, but it was like everything that was meant to be solid, it's like I could see it from a different realm. And it's like, for me, everything was watery, although to everybody else, they're walking around on a basketball court as if it was solid, you know, and everybody looked like they were solid, but I was very ethereal. And so I'm like swimming through this basketball court, and there's a bag, and I look and I said, ooh, there's a bag with words on it. I hope it has a message for me. And so I remember turning the bag over, and the words were all kind of jumbled, but then finally it said one flow. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's my message. It said one flow. And then, yeah, I think that's all I remember, except for like I could swim through things as if I was not solid. Like I could swim through like walls and boxes, and I could decide if I could physically touch a person or if I would just go right through them. It was interesting. But yeah, one flow. And then at some point I swam to the apartment that my parents first had when I was like really, really little. And I could see myself as a 2-year-old. They said, Tara, it's 1983. And they said, you're 2 years old, and say hello to yourself. And so my mom was holding me, and she put me down so that I could talk to myself. And I remember just like looking at myself being like, oh wow, I was a cute kid. And I was like looking at the t-shirt I was wearing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I remember this t-shirt, you know, because my Cabbage Patches ended up wearing it when I grew out of it. And yeah, so I ended up having a conversation with my little self. So perhaps it was a really healing dream. But yeah, I just remember that one flow, and I'm like swimming. So thought I would just throw that out there. Perhaps it might help somebody. And Susie said flow, lovely, fluidity. And Susie said healing, maybe. Yeah, for sure. One flow. Interesting. And Susie said that is so beautiful. Yeah, I appreciated it. I liked seeing little me. And I remember all that dark curly hair. I used to have these big old curls. Okay, question number 2. Let's go with chamomile. Chamomile, or some people say chamomile. Chamomile, what calms me? So how can we have that, a little bit of that woosah? What calms me? And as you guys know, chamomile is really good for sleepy time teas if you're going to make that, or if you've got some anxiety or nervous tension, chamomile is really good for that. So Susie has posted the question for you guys. What calms me? Hey Kayla, how are you? Welcome. If you want to bust out a deck, we'd love to have you. or bust out your intuition. Okay, so what calms me? What calms me? Chamomile, what calms me? Oh, we have the World. And then Billy, didn't you pull the World, I think, for question number 1? So that's interesting. All right, so 2 major arcanas thus far, and I think it was Butterfly Lovechild said that she has pulled major arcanas for the entire spread. Let's see if the same thing happens, because that would be cool. All right, so we have the World card. So what calms me? Remembering where this body comes from is very calming. It's when we separate ourselves from the earth, as if the earth is a foreign object, as if all the plants, cells, bacteria, all the hosts within this planet are separate from us. This is what causes us anxiety, worry, stress, fear, because we're becoming disconnected from our home, what we truly are. So in order to bring peace within yourself, quell those anxieties, eradicate the fear, remember that you are every cell, every bacterium, every animal, every plant, every grain of sand, every molecule of water. You are all of it. You are connected to it. Bring yourself home. Okay, whew. World card. World card coming in hot. Whoa, I'm like seeing double down. Whew, okay. Oh my goodness. Let me get my eyes readjusted here. Whew. Well, I can't. I'm trying to like read. Everything's in double. Butterfly said card 2, the Hierophant. The gods and the wisdom from those who came before. Kind of like we were talking about the theme card. That is amazing. Susie said, I put allies back in the deck earlier and it just flew out. And Tokoro got the Page of Pentacles. Lisa got a Pine Forest through channeling. Billy, 4 of Wands. I'm not into parties or loud as an introvert, so don't get this card in this position. 4 of Wands could also mean foundation, having a strong, solid foundation, possibly for that one. Susie got 2 black crows on the card. Anyone? 2 black crows. Well, you know what? When I think of 2 crows, which could have also been 2 ravens, but I think of Odin. Remember in Norse mythology that Odin had one of his eyes plucked out, but the 2 crows, which gosh, what were their names? They were his eyes, so they would be able to fly off and basically acted like his intuition. You know, they were able to see things that he could not in his current position. So that is interesting. And Billy said, yes, I got the World for question 1. And Susie, and they are talking, so share with each other maybe. Exactly. And Lisa, yeah, I'm right, old crow lady. They're my boys. Wow. And then Butterfly was telling Billy, perhaps celebrating those little milestones when everything feels so overwhelming. And Billy was saying that was beautiful, so relate to that. And Butterfly, Odin. Very nice. Okay. All right, chamomile coming in hot there. All right, so let me grab my deck here. Question number 3 is Yarrow. How can I improve my psychic ability? And Yarrow is really good for psychic ability, really good for teas, and also I know not everybody like smokes herbal cigarettes. I don't like cigarettes. Like I don't do those, but like herbal stuff, everyone's in a while, if it's medicinal, I will do that. Yarrow, I have found, is really good if you are going to create like an incense blend, or if you're going to use it in a ceremonial smoke. Really good for divination. So how can I improve my psychic ability? Thank you, Susie, with question number 3. And Silver Star said, I was dreaming of crows last night. They're associated with the Morgan. Also, yes. And Butterfly got the Magician. Using those abilities, my deck has a sense of humor. Susie got Improve. Okay, let's see. What did I get? What did I get? How can I improve my psychic abilities? How can we do this? Okay, not a major arcana, but it is a court card. I got the Queen of Rods. Yes. So Susie putting again, how can I improve my psychic ability? All right, so this is the Queen of Wands here. And I'm getting kind of like right along the lines of what, you guys just pulled, like the Magician, using that ability. So being able to honor as you see things or feel things, hear things, smell things, and really leaning into it. I know that our ego would like to jump in and be like, well, that makes no sense to me. That must be wrong. But, the ego is it comes from the 3D. In my belief and in my opinion, the ego is like the anima, kind of in Mayan belief that there are 2 souls basically within the body. There is the soul that is finite, that is born with the body and dies with the body. I actually believe that's the ego. And then there's the soul that is infinite, and that is the Nawal. And what drives this force within the body is the Koyopa. So the Nawal is the one that lives forever. That is the eternal soul. And so when the very 3D ego would like to pop up and say, oh, no, that was just this, or, wants to explain things away as if, as if we don't have an intuition, like, oh, there's an explanation for that. Oh, that's when we tell the ego to, and we lean into this Queen of Wands, and we go with it. We trust our instincts, and the more we trust them, and the more we trust the way in which we receive our messages, the stronger it gets, putting us in this Queen position of also nurturing those abilities. All right, I love it. Okay, let me straighten out my leg here. My foot was going to sleep. Let's see. Liesel said 3 of Wands channeled, and Susie drew Compassion. Tokra got the Hangman. Silver Star for question 2 got Judgment. Everything balances out. Things come up to just be addressed. Don't dwell. And Billy is reminding everybody question number 3 is up. Billy got the Queen of Cups, and Susie, and I have a theme going of hearts, this color, purples. And Billy, Hugin and Munin, Hugin and Munin, Odin's crows, had to Google it. Thank you, because I was like, I know they had names, and I don't quite remember, but I do remember the story with the crows being his eyes. Okay, I have a little bit more tea while we go. Okay, you guys, question 4 is parsley. What protects me? What protects me? And so parsley, really good. And you know what? Parsley is used as a garnish sometimes, or, put into certain foods. So maybe if you guys want to look into adding parsley into your meals, maybe adding a little intention, a little protection intention. So what protects me? All right, let's see here. What protects me? I want to know, actually. What protects me? Okay, I have another court card here. I have the Page of Coins. And Silver Star said, I got the Queen of Cups, listening to my own thoughts and insights, not looking for outside validation. Beautiful. And I think Billy also got the Queen of Cups. So that's interesting. And Billy's like, question number 4 is up. And Susie got Sovereignty. And Butterfly got Ace of Wands, power and the freedom and growth that come with it. Paraphrasing from a book. Beautiful. All right, so let's see. Page of Coins, aka Page of Pentacles. Billy said Queen of Cups has an image of someone meditating, so that that relaxes or relates well for connecting to psychic ability. Lisa says Santa Muerte in her orange aspect, channeled. Very cool. So kind of in that sacral energy then for protection. Interesting. So perhaps maybe grounding ourselves in our lower chakras first. Interesting, interesting. And Tokra got the Two of Wands. A lot of Wands energy coming in, you guys, too. All right, let's see. Page of Pentacles. The basics is what I'm getting, our basics as soon as we wake up, our little rituals that we do in the morning, just to really ground ourselves and solidify our energy into Mama Gaia before we go about our day. So I've been doing a little bit different practice in the morning as I'm incorporating things that my friend Annette is teaching me through Reiki in order to kind of get my energy flowing and moving and getting ready for the day, but also grounding myself. So yeah, it's like the little things. It's the little things for protection. Sometimes isn't the big, huge to-do, which, those are important as well, but it's the, our little protection that we do at the very beginning, when we wake up in the morning, before we go to bed, perhaps checking in throughout the day, just making sure we're grounded, making sure shields are up, making sure that we're kind of feeling through our energy, feeling through our emotions. Have we picked up something that is not ours along the way during our busy days? And just releasing them and learning to cleanse our energy in a way that works best for us. Yeah, so all the little things, or as Blink 182 might say, all the small things. But I think that was something different. Anyway, Billy got the Ace of Pence for question 4. Me looks like growing, maybe nurturing, or being with nature. Again, the tree coming in. I love it. Oh yes, or it could be palm trees. Yeah, them too. And they're outside my window, those palm trees. Okay, let's see. Question number 5. We have Sage. What do I know? Sage, what do I know? Oh, okay. There is a card that has kind of fallen out, so I will take that one. Sage, what do I know? Billy said Tamed Wild newsletter had a great quote relating to that. And Silver Star said, for protection, I got the Temperance. It has a crab on it. I have a protection bubble. I surround myself before I do anything, so make sure I take that step and put my bubble up. All right, and then Susie posting the question number 5 for you guys. So what do you know? What do I know? Oh, and I have another court card. Okay, we're on a little court card kick right now. And Billy said that question number 5 is up. Susie said a pleasure. And Lisa got silver birch tree. Ooh, a silver birch tree. And birch being used by many magical practitioners as well. It's a very sacred tree. Kind of like the yew tree as well, but silver. And silver being a really conductive metal. It doesn't attract electricity, but it's really good at conducting electricity. So interesting, interesting. Butterfly got Root, Knight of Wands. They are happiest when they're in motion and doing what feels positive and productive. Very cool. All right, I love all these messages. Okay, Knight of Coins. Let me see what this means for what I know. That there are many people who often question, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Am I where I'm supposed to be right now? And with the Knight of Wands, Knight of Coins moving forward in this 3D plane, the answer is yes, you're always where you are to be at that particular moment. There are people that we learn from, situations that we learn from, and energies that we learn from. But this is more speaking to that intuition that's been speaking to a great many of you, saying maybe we do things a little bit differently and we try this. Let's go this way. And if you've been feeling that, to trust that and move through that, because you know, when you've been asking, what do I do next? I don't know what to do next. Somewhere in the back of your brain, somewhere in that little niggle of inspiration that's back there, our intuition is saying, try this, do this, move this way. We already know, but many of us are just waiting for confirmation or validation that it is okay to do so. So consider this your confirmation that yes, it is okay to move in that direction, because that is your guidance. Your guidance would not lead you astray. So this is what you know. You do know what is next. You do know the next way to go. But it is oftentimes our ego that prevents us from doing so, because it might be different. The ego doesn't understand. It doesn't have any basis for it. It doesn't have any background. It doesn't know how it will turn out, because it's never happened before. So it might try to talk us out of it. It might tell us all the scary ways that it won't go right, that we'll fail. So there's no point in trying. And we know that is not true. So if you've been feeling like there is a louder voice telling you all the reasons you shouldn't, then that's more reason than you should. Listen to your intuition. All right, so Knight of Coins. Okay, so Susie was saying butterfly, love that. Billy said question number 5, 8 of Wands. And this deck looks like creative fireworks. Kayla pulled the sun. Tokra got the 5 of Cups. And Susie says, here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Oh my gosh. I love your guys' emojis. Okay, question 5. Yeah, that goes up here. All right, and then we have a few more questions, you guys. We're going in question number 6. Mint. What attracts money? Moolah. What attracts money? Don't we want to know? What attracts money? And again, this is for mint. Me, I love mint. So mint chocolate chip ice cream, mint in anything really, mint water. I just like mint. All right, Susie has the question for you guys. Question 6, what attracts money? That is some good berries. Okay, what attracts money? Like I said, don't we want to know? Ooh, okay. Now I finally got a minor arcana card. So we had some majors, we had a bunch of court cards, finally delving into the minor arcana here with the 8 of Rods, aka the 8 of Wands. And Butterfly got the 3 of Thunder, which is swords. This feels like an unhappy omen. Need to think on it. And Billy's like, so relate to all you're saying tonight. And Billy is like up with question number 6. Tokar got the 6 of Cups. All right. Susie got freedom. Kayla got the 6 of Wands. Wow. I just want to point out a lot of Wands cards thus far, and court cards. Wands cards, court cards, and major arcanas. So this is a major thing in this turn of the wheel here. Okay, so mint. What attracts money? With this one, I'm getting our energy. And we spoke about this earlier. Silver Star was mentioning something about flow. So was Susie. I was saying that in my dream, I saw the words one flow. And it's our feeling when it comes to money. It's our energy towards money. If we believe that money easily comes to us, if we believe that we are magical beings and we will always have all that we need, the physical aspect of that, being money, is more easily attracted to that vibration. If we believe that money comes from hard work, well, then we will have to work very hard in order to get that money. Some people believe that money just easily flows in, and therefore the money is attracted to that idea that money flows freely in for that particular person. So money flows as quickly or as slowly as we believe it to be. If we feel like it is something scarce and hard to obtain, then in our vibration, it will become scarce and it will be hard to obtain. So think on your core belief as it is pertaining to money. Do you believe it is scarce? Do you believe it is hard to get? Do you believe you have to work extremely hard to get it? Do you believe it is something to hoard? It is something to stack? Do you believe that it just flows easily to you? Money can easily be found on the ground. It easily can be found in the mail. That all your needs will be met. That there is more than enough to go around. Think on what your beliefs are, and you will find out what the vibration of money is to you and how you attract that money. Okay, whew. Okay, so let me go back here. Billy said, question 6 of cups. Loyalty. Interesting. And Susie said, makes sense. Money brings more freedom. And Lisa said, someone writing with an old-fashioned dip pen or quill pen. I've always wanted a quill pen. I have so many fountain pens, but I do not have a quill pen. And I think about a dip pen, you have to take your time with writing. You know, your words are slow and deliberate. So it isn't a fast-paced thing. So that's something also to take in. And a quill pen relating to air and thoughts. So maybe it's slowing down our thinking or our beliefs. That's interesting. Butterfly said Billy could be an inheritance or gift from someone. Very true. Silverstar's like stuffing my face really quickly. Susie, got my bags packed. Crypto lingo. Stuff away. Yeah, definitely stuff away, stuff away. Tokra said, claiming that energy right now. And Susie said, yes, I think it is a great idea, Tokra. Claiming it. Booyah. All right, question number 7. So this is our second to last question. Dill, here you guys go. What provokes lust? So, whoa. Okay, the cards just got crazy there. All right, so what provokes lust? I'll put these back in. If they come back out again, well then that's that. So Dill, what provokes lust? And this is question number 7. 7. I was like 7, and all of a sudden the Bee Gees popped into my head. Staying alive, ha, 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 staying alive. I don't know why that popped in there, but okay. Okay, so Susie is posting that question, number 7. What provokes lust? What provokes lust? Dude, these cards are getting crazy when it came to the lusty. Tokra is like the hermit. That's actually kind of funny. I just got an interesting image of like somebody with the blankie over their head and they're like, you find me lusty? I think sometimes that's me. I'm like, I'm waiting for the lust to come to me. Butterfly, for number 7, says 8 of stones or pentacles, indulging my hyperfixation. No sexy times for this ace. Oh my gosh. And Susie got joy. Love that. No sexy times for this ace. Oh my gosh, you guys are so silly. Oh, okay. All right then. What provokes lust? I got the Judgment card. We have the angel. Usually I'm not feeling super lusty when I'm thinking of angels and stuff, but let's dive, of course, a lot deeper. A lot more deeply. Susie's like, and she is really happy. Billy said, for question 7, 9 of pence. I guess it's the shopping addiction. Kayla got the King of Cups. And Susie's like, angel. Yes, so the angel is the Judgment card here in the Saki. So what provokes lust? Let me just going here? Oh, okay. So I'm getting just like no inhibition, really. When I think of the Judgment card and everybody's like waking up and but also we do that when many of us, like myself included, listening to music, like our favorite music. We just like, who cares how I'm dancing? And I'm just like letting everything out and just like, energy all over the place, just emotions, just feeling into it. Who cares? Dancing in my PJs to my favorite song, dancing however I feel like dancing. So I get that provokes lust when we're really like in our body, uninhibited, just having a good time, just letting ourselves be, just let ourselves flowing with that music. Again, here's that word again that we spoke about earlier, flow, the ocean, one flow. And that is just nobody cares, just dancing like nobody cares, just whatever. I'm just dancing, I'm just singing, I'm just like, you know, sometimes getting crazy listening to, metal music, and I'm just like headbanging, like swirling my hair, and who cares? Just let it out. And that's how we provoke lust. I love it. Silver Star got the sun, and Susie said, ooh, I was thinking Victoria's Secret angel. Ooh, and there's that too. The Victoria's Secret angels, the ones that walk the runway in the lingerie. So interesting. Okay, so perhaps a dance sesh is in order. Perhaps. Okay. On that, one more sip of tea, and then we have our final card, which will be our time card. So not time as in physical time, but the plant time, THYME. I have a little crampy. Just feeling through the cramps. Okay. Silver Star said lots of solar plexus and sacral chakra energy in this sun card. Ooh, well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely a way to connect to some lustiness, especially that sacral chakra, which is the root of our sexuality and creativity and, all of that good stuff. So definitely tapping into that. And then, yeah, when you tap into your solar plexus, that is your power center. So claiming your sexuality. It's really how we view that sexuality is really based on our upbringing, society, oftentimes beliefs, could be from a religion. All of that is how we view something very natural about ourselves. Okay, so time, this is our final card, card number 8. What healing action should I take? So time is really good for healing. Actually, I used it in great many teas. You can also use it in your cooking, especially if you're making, like a potato salad type thing. I like to make mine more like a German potato salad. I don't like all the mayonnaise and everything. But yeah, thyme is really good for that as well. Tokra said, true, recovering Catholic here. Butterfly said number 8, the Wheel of Fortune, release the illusion of control. Ooh, I like it. And Susie has posted that question for us. What healing action should I take? And yes, I liked what you said. Thank you. Let me just, there we go. Susie, you may notice something like changed next to your profile picture. So just, I'm like, why isn't Susie a moderator too? Since you're here like most of the time. All right, so yeah, Susie also is going to wield the wrench of power, just like Billy. And Kayla got the Page of Wands, and Billy's like, up with number 8. All right, number 8 is up. All right, so what healing action should I take? Liesel says, I visualized a clean sheet of paper. Ooh, a healing action. Clean sheet of paper, like a white paper. Purifying, perhaps. Susie's like, no worries. Yoli, hello. All right, looks like I got the Ace of Swords. Billy said question 8 got the Ace of Wands and the 5 of Swords. Interesting. So Ace of Swords here for what healing action should I take? Let me think on this. Okay, what healing action should I take? Oh, okay. So a healing action to take at this point in time is as we go through our healing journey, and I think I was talking about this the other night when I was doing the monthly reading for August for the air signs, and I was talking about how we internally speak to ourselves or about ourselves. You know, if somebody came up to us and said, "What are your greatest strengths?" or "How would you describe yourself?" Think of the words that you use to describe yourself, and think of how you speak to yourself, you know, every time you look in the mirror or whenever, you know, you're thinking on things. And especially through this healing journey, we might tend to become very hard on ourselves. We might say some very negative things to ourselves that we would never say to those we love. And so with this Ace of Swords, I was getting to work on getting the ego, because it's really the ego that speaks to us that way. Our higher self, which comes straight from love, would never speak to ourselves in the way that we do sometimes. But speaking to the ego and letting it know, because logic is all it really understands, that where we are now is much different than where we were. And if where we are now was the same as where we were, of course we wouldn't have done certain things or acted a particular way or put ourselves in certain situations, you know, because it is a healing journey. We learn from things, we don't do those things again. And if we do, then, well, maybe we just needed to learn the lesson once again. Again, it's just part of our journey. And being able to speak to our ego in that particular way, saying there's no reason to berate myself or talk to myself in this low fashion, because what for? And is the only reason I could see would be to keep yourself in a low vibration or low fashion. If that's the reason, then we need to get the ego to back up. And, you know, you don't speak to me that way. And basically, yes, doing this inner dialogue with yourself. I don't speak to myself this way. That is not okay, because that's not helping me in my current situation, what I'm doing now. And yes, maybe there are things that we regret or that we aren't proud of that we've done in the past, but that is the past. It's all about who you are now and where you are now. Would you ever do those things again? Probably not. And so to have gratitude, and now you have understanding that you would never do those things again. Thank you. I've learned. I'm moving on. Instead of, why did you do this? And oh my gosh, I did this. We can't go back and change it. All we can do is change who we are in the present moment. And so again, with that Ace of Swords, changing that mindset and having the ego get a grip on itself. All right. Let's see, let's go back here. Billy said, okay, yeah, that was that Ace of Wands and the 5 of Swords. Tokra got the 3 of Cups. Susie said, thank you, very welcome. And Yoli said, can I ask a question? We're actually just pulling cards for the week using a spread that I have right here. So everybody's just kind of pulling cards. You are more than welcome to pull cards along with us, or if you don't have any cards with you, just use good old-fashioned intuition. And then, yeah, we're just kind of helping each other out here, trying to figure out the energy for this week and the turn of the wheel, as we have Lunasa and Lammas tomorrow. But I do pull cards at the end of the chat. If you wanted to do super chats or super stickers, I'll do that. Let's see. Susie said, oh yeah, that I do the super chats at the end. Thank you. Susie said, sending you hugs. Yoli says, was kind of wondering about that particular question. Yeah, so at the end, if you want to do a super chat or super sticker, I would be more than happy to answer your question at the end of the chat. Silver Star says, I got the World. This World card has 2 fish, 1 orange, 1 black, so balance is important. Keep moving forward. Trust yourself. Good things take time. Unconditional love is here. Thank you, Susie. Billy said, We do the best that we can in the moment with the skills, knowledge, understanding, and energy levels at the time. Um, oh, thank you, Yoli. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to since that was interesting. Very fun spread, I think. So thank you, Sasha Graham, for again your awesome spreads. Let's do our elemental forecast. So yeah, Yoli, you are more than welcome to stick around. I love having the live chat. Everybody just kind of hangs out in the chat, and yes, the more the merrier. I agree with Susie. Okay. So I have some of the runes here. These are the Animal Speak runes by Ted Andrews, and I wanted to dive into our elemental messages for this week. So let's start off with let's start with air signs. I don't think we ever start with air signs. So where are my air signs at? So that would be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Where are you guys at? And I'll pull a rune for you guys. And maybe a little bit of water. Hold on. All right, Susie is air and earth. Yay. I myself am double air and water. So I have Gemini and Libra. So I'm Gemini Sun, Libra Moon. And then I got that Scorpio rising. But I got the two airs. Kayla is an aqua moon. Billy says, I got a lot to ponder on from the cards I got. Like you say, one to ponder on, definitely. Okay, air signs, here we go. Your message for this week, as it connects to everything that we've done so far. Tokra is an Aquarius Sun, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn. Whoa! Holy cremoli. All right, so air signs, are you ready for this? Sexuality, we got the bee. Little busy bees, I see. All right, let's see how that pertains to this week. I'm hearing Marvin Gaye in the background. I can feel it all jumping. I've been waiting for this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I do, baby, then come on. Woo, let's get it on. I mean, it may not be that, but it may not be that. Nice. But I'll go ahead and channel it anyway. Susie's like, drum roll. Silver Star, well, crap. I got buffering going through the mountains. No internet access. I'll have to rewatch. Loves to you all. Same to you. Tokra's like, nice. Susie going to get down. Kayla's like, busy bee. Bill is like, nightmares. Sorry, that's happening. Yay for watching later. Yeah, that happens when, there's a certain like stretch in California, like when you're heading back, it's like a little bit of a dead zone, but it'll come back. Okay. Billy said, honey to the bee. Yeah, you know me. Edgar, I feel like I'm in high school walking in late. Edgar, did you go to the principal's office first? Did you get a late pass? Okay. No worries. Okay, so sexuality, air signs. Let me tap into this one. Okay, so for air signs, I'm actually getting what I know Heather is kind of off right now because she's going through the mountains, but she was saying that she was picking up a lot of sacral energy in her readings, and I'm getting that too with the little busy bee and a little sexuality. But also think of the colors of the bee. You know, we have the bright yellow and we have black, and so black is for protection, bright yellow connecting to that solar plexus energy, and then when I think of sexuality, I do think of that sacral chakra. So this is going to be a big week in connecting to perhaps not only our sexuality, but to our creativity, our inspiration, in all the ways that we want to communicate non-verbally to the world. And of course, that does have a direct correlation to our throat chakra. But in order for us to have the confidence to do so, we do need to tap into that solar plexus energy as well. So big day for, or actually big week for tapping into your your creativity via your confidence, your connection, your ray of light on the inside, finding ways to get it to shine. All right, air signs, little busy bees. And of course, that could also be shining in personal ways behind closed doors. Anyway, let's see. Edgar's like, no, but I did get the paddle. What? They're still doing some old school stuff over there. Okay, and then Susie said, thank you. All right, let's pull for our earth signs. Yeah, let's pull for earth signs. So do we have any earth babies in here? Our earth babies, little Capricorns maybe, Taurus, Virgo. Let's see. Earth babies. Earth baby, won't you be mine, my darling dear? Love you all the time. You guys have trust, manatee. All right, earth signs. Let's see about this. Okay, the first thing that came up with manatee is manatees are known as the mermaids of the ocean. They are quite graceful, though they are this giant animal or mammal. When they are in the water, they are the most graceful, beautiful things that you've ever seen. So definitely, yes, the mermaids of the ocean. And for earth signs, what I'm getting is for you guys to trust in who you are. So this is really getting to know yourself, solidify how you describe yourself. What do you, how do you want to help the planet? How do you want to help people? Almost like solidifying your mission statement. What if you were to write your mission statement, you know, your little earth mission statement, what would it look like? And really understanding and being solid and cool with who you are. And when you are, it doesn't matter what people say to you. It doesn't matter how they try to put you down. They can't if the shadow isn't there. The only time people's words maybe get to us or upset us is because we have some healing to do in a particular area. That's the only way they can cord in with their negativity. And so with manatee, you know, oftentimes when we think of mermaids, we think of maybe the Little Mermaid, we think of Ariel or, you know, something like that. And so if what you do or how you act is different than the status quo, and people want to throw shade your way because of it, just know that it'll be ineffective whatever they do if you are solid and grounded in who you truly are. No matter what they say, it's something that you just can't believe. You won't believe what they say, and it won't be able to cord in if we are solid in ourselves. We are healed within ourselves enough that those words do not penetrate. So there you go, little mermaids of the ocean. Let's see. Edgar said, and the sailors back then fell in love with the great manatee. They sure did. They're like, hey, lady. Hello, lady manatee. And Susie said, yes, I've adopted one in Florida. Her name is Lily. Lily, born in 1972. A bunch of people donate to her. I love it. And Susie says, I love her. I joined Save the Manatee Club. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And you have manatee. I love it. And Lily. I love that name. And you were talking about that being a flower you like or what you wanted to be called. Lily. Okay. And then let's see. Let's pull for the fire signs. Okay. It's okay. So yes, your name means Lily. Okay. Yeah. I knew Lily was in there somewhere. And Liesel's middle name is Lily. Well, synchronicity. Will you look at that? Okay. And then my plant over there, yes, is Lily. Okay, let's go into our, like I said, fire signs. So fire signs. Ooh. Thinking of all our fiery brethren out there. Okay, and Sumi's like Lily Munster. Yes, and then there's Lily Munster. Wasn't she supposed to be the quote-unquote normal one? What if she was the abnormal one? Okay, yeah, I think that was Lily. Or maybe that was the mom. Oh, I get confused. Okay, let's go into the fire signs, and we got Visions, Hawk. All right, fire signs for this week. Let's take a look at what this hawk medicine has for you. Okay, so fire signs, with all that awesome wand energy, fiery energy, I'm just getting to slow down just a bit before you dive into something all willy-nilly, or dive into a debate or conversation, whatever, all willy-nilly, to take a step back, gain a little bit more perspective on the situation before you take action. So I'm not saying don't take action. I'm just saying give yourself, a few Mississippis before speaking, before, diving in on a subject. Just make sure that you have all the information that you think you could possibly gain. So just taking the ego, taking it a step back. And also on another note, as you guys are trying to accomplish things this week, think about what the hawk does. The hawk isn't constantly like flapping its arms, its wings in place to, when it's hunting, or when it's just, checking out a particular area, its boundary, perhaps protecting its nesting area. It likes to conserve its energy. So it uses the wind to its advantage, so it doesn't have to flap its wings all that much. So conserving your energy and finding a different way to utilize resources around you, the energy around you, so that you're not exerting yourself as much, but still being able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish this week. So find a different way to work your energy so that you're not exhausting yourself this week. All right, so I love that. And then lastly, we'll dive into our watery friends. Susie's like, good memory, Gemini friend. And Edgar says, I got the moon. Keep a lookout for hidden enemies. Feeling uncertain. Be careful. Ooh. And Lisa says, I may have to go soon. My sister just called. She's coming over. She sounds upset. Oh, no. Well, yeah, definitely. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Susie, thank you. And Susie said sending love. So hey, Susie, if you like, I would love to pull a card for you at the end. Edgar said Lily Munster's story is the perfect example of beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yep. And Susie wishing Liesl some okay vibes over there. And Billy said good luck with that. Hope it's all okay in the end. Yes, definitely. So yeah, sending good juju. Okay. So our watery friends. So thinking of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. What do we got here? Ooh. Industrious. And we have rats. I smell of rats. Okay, but yeah, you know what? Rats are industrious. They can get into some pretty hard to get into places, and they do find a way to find food. They're very clever, actually. Oftentimes people are like, ew, rats, but they're a really clever species. There's a lot we can learn from rats. Susie said Venus and Mars in Cancer. I do have a lot of Cancer in my chart as well. Plus I have the Scorpio in my rising. But let's see what this means. And Sumi was wondering if rat is a water sign. That I would have to look up, because off the top of my head I don't remember. And Susie is in the year of the rat. And Susie says, I am the water rat, Sumi. 1972. Okay, so let's dive into this rat then for our water signs. Okay, very similar message that I just got for the fire signs, you know, about not trying to expend all of your personal energy in order to get things done. How can you utilize the energy around you and just kind of flow with it? But I'm getting flow as well for rat. You know, when you think of water, if water needs to get to a particular place, it's always finding the route of least resistance. You know, if water can go this direction or it can go this direction, but this direction has way more rocks or terrain in its way, and it can't easily flow that way, water's going to find a different way to get in. Think about when we get flooding in our house or our roof leaks. The water finds a way to find least resistance to get in somewhere. So it's going to find the smallest of cracks. It's going to find the smallest of holes. It's not going to make its own hole just to come through. It's going to find the weaker parts of, you know, our foundation or the weaker parts of our roof. So think of water, think of rats. Rats also find the path of least resistance. If they're trying to get into your home, they're not going to get their blow torches and everything and create a big old door so that they can get into your house. They're going to find where the structure is not as strong. They're going to find where there's already a hole or there's already a crack for them to get through. So again, for this week, for water signs, if you find that you're having trouble with something, find out what way could I approach this problem or this situation that has less resistance. If I'm feeling lots of resistance, perhaps that's a way that is too blocked for me. So how can I go around this problem? How can I go over this problem or under this problem? But I need to find a different way through this, because the path that I'm going, I'm just making much harder for myself. So, like the rat, path of least resistance. Okay. Let me readjust myself here. My tummy. I'm getting little crampies now. Oh, why? Speaking of flow. Edgar said, 7 of Pentacles, harvesting and gathering the fruits of my labor. And Susie said, flow. And Susie was saying, Edgar, much success for sure. And Edgar was saying, rats are determined. They chew through my walls. They're made of cinder block. Hey, you know what? They're smart. They're strong. They're crafty. And Sumi says, there's an animal commonly found in Louisiana called a river rat, nutria. Interesting. And Susie was saying, rats are pretty clever. And yes, they are survivors. Think Titanic, though that didn't work out. Yeah, well, I mean, they almost lived. Edgar says, always follow the rats in an emergency. Yeah, hey, we learned that in the movies, right? And Susie sending healing. Thank you. I'm just, oh my goodness. Okay, let's go into the special question. So there was a question that I posted on my YouTube channel for both my YouTube members and also the public, and I also posted this to Patreon. So if you're a YouTube member or you're on Patreon, you technically get more votes. So if there's a question you really want me to pull a question on, they'll vote for that question, but they can also vote again through YouTube membership and Patreon. So that's a little perk for, you know, being a part of those things. So I asked 4 questions, but this was the winning question. And Edgar said, the moment I see a rat with a pickaxe, it's paying rent. Nice. Okay, so here's the question. What is blocking full respect and acceptance of yourself? So what is blocking full respect and acceptance of yourself? And I have the Ocean Dreams Oracle here. Ooh. Give my tummy a second here. It's not actually my stomach, it's my lady parts, but just give myself a second here. Whew. Billy said, sorry, I'm praying awful, isn't it? I found staying away from salt the week before and during eased pain a bit. Yeah, you know, I probably eating all those salty pretzels last night probably didn't help. Oh, no worries, Susie. It's okay, because it comes and goes in waves, you know. It's just gonna do its thing. So but you know what, it does help with intuition, I must say. Billy's like, for your pain, thank you. Okay, So the special question, what is blocking full respect and acceptance of yourself? All right. What is blocking full acceptance and respect for yourself? Let's see what we got here. Ocean dreams. Dude, the watery energy coming in strong. We have water priestess. Check that out. Water priestess. Love the little rainbow there. Okay, so what is blocking full respect and acceptance of yourself? Dude, that is just so crazy. All this watery energy, my watery dream last night. I mean, talk about flow. I got ant flow over here, you know. Okay, so let me dive into this one. In order to accept oneself, respect oneself as the dualistic being that we are, both earthen and of light, eternal source. We must realize that what we are cannot be labeled. It cannot be placed within a box. Our mission, our actions, our personality, our wishes, they're different from human to human, being to being. And although in essence we are all family, we are all connected, what we are here to do on earth may be different, but all for a common purpose. And as we grow, evolve, think of it more like the ocean, moving, shifting. Water can change forms. It can be a solid, it could be a vapor, it could be a liquid. But it is never destroyed. And much is that of who we are, our eternal selves. The eternal self could come in a solid form as we are a human being. We could be a liquid. We could be a vapor, depending on the form that we choose to take. And so knowing that we come in various forms, our paths come in various ways, our missions are fluid, when we can accept that, then we bust free from the boxes that we put ourselves within, the labels that we give ourselves. And with that comes an acceptance, it comes trust, comes respect, and love. For love is fluid. Love is not placed within a box. It is not only a solid, or only a vapor, or only a liquid. It is ever changing, ever flowing, just like the human being itself. And when you accept that within yourself, there's full acceptance of the self, respect of the self. Remember that your path takes many forms and that you will continue to evolve and change. Wow. Woo! Let me tell you, when the moon cycle be coming in, those messages be coming in hot. So I guess a good trade-off for crampy cramps. Let's see. Susie said, oh my God, the Hoover Dam. I keep hearing about a worry regarding the Hoover Dam. Really? And Susie said, I hope not. Edgar's like, OMG, I got the 5 of Cups. Constantly looking at things in the past that make me feel bad. Need to look forward to the future and let go. Billy said, kissing my knees, that time when you're curled up tight in a ball, trying to ignore the pain. Yes. And Susie says, praying that doesn't happen. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. And Susie said, flow. Billy said, sending you soothing vibes while you're in the red tent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so that was interesting. Okay, all right. So I have the Wild Kuan Yin deck here. And so, all right. Oh, wow. Yay, that number 11 coming up a lot. So 11 homies in here. I'm going to go ahead and you guys are going to vote on the question that I'm pulling a card for next. So I will use the Wild Kuan Yin. And I have a couple questions for you guys. So if you're new to the channel or you're watching this later, this is how we do. So this is what we do. If you like the first question that I pose, I ask that when you're voting for it, you vote with a red heart emoji. If you're not near your emojis and you're just near your keyboard, type red heart. For the second question, if you would rather that I pull a card for the second question, then vote with a green heart emoji or type the words green heart. Okay, so if you like the first one, type red heart. If you like the second one, type green heart. Okay? Susie's like, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, question number 1. What is the best way to work through difficulties today? Remember I said today was a 3 Molok day, so number 3 kind of posing difficulties, possibly coming in female reproductive form, possibly coming in emotional, spiritual, energetic, just maybe roadblocks happening on the outside, maybe actual roadblock on the road. But what is the best way to work through difficulties today? So if you like that question, vote with a red heart or just type the word red heart or type the words red heart. Question 2, in what way can I honor and harvest what I have created this year? So remember that tomorrow many pagans are celebrating Lammas or Lunasa in the Northern Hemisphere. So that is the first harvest. So it's a time of reflection. Like we said, the Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, reflecting on what you've done so far. How can we harvest that? So question 2 is, what way can you honor and harvest what you've already created this year? So if you like that question, vote with a green heart or just type the words green heart. Okay, so it looks like our votes are coming in. Butterfly says, I want to go to the craft store for autumn altar decor, but it's too hot. Hey, I feel you on that one, because sometimes I'm like, I walk outside and I'm like, nah, not today. We're not going outside today. Susie has the green heart. Sumi is going red. Kayla's red. Butterfly Love Child is red. Susie said, autumn sounds good. Butterfly Love Child. Roxana is green. All right, so we have 2 green to red. Billy said, red heart. What is the best way through difficulties today? All right, so we have 4 red hearts then, 2 green hearts. And Roxana's like, come on, green, green, green. And Susie's gonna need the Jeopardy theme, so do 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 do. Cast your votes, do 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 do. All right, so let me just recount, make sure my counting is on. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4 green hearts, and the number of red was 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, it was 3 green hearts, or 4. Oh, hold on. Okay, so let me go back here. For some reason, I'm missing my arithmetic. Okay, so we have Sumi has a red heart, Kayla has a red heart, Butterfly has a red heart, Billy has a red heart. That's 4. Okay, okay. And then for green, so green we have Susie 1 green. Whoa, sorry, I don't need to see my finger there. Roxana has green, and okay, so it's 4 red. Okay, so I believe, yes, I believe red is our winner then. Okay. Technically winner. Okay, red hearts then is the first question. What is the best way to work through difficulties today? All right, so Susie's like red. So red is our winner. Is red the winner? Red today. I'm seeing red. We have a red deck. Susie says, sounds good either way. I think so. Either question would have been good. Okay, so we have our red deck for our red question. What is the best way to work through difficulties today? Susie says it's a red letter day. I agree. Best way to work through difficulties today. Okay. We have grandmother of love and granddaughter of life. I love this deck. It is so beautiful. So, grandmother of love and granddaughter of life. Okay, so what is the best way to work through difficulties today? Okay, so in this card, I see us as the little girl. It doesn't matter what age you are. You know, I don't care if you guys are 16 years old or 60 years old or above. I see us as this little girl that we're in this life, right? We have all these things we want to do. I got to do this today. I got to do this today. Da 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 da. You know, got to get it done before the week starts tomorrow, or get this done before Lunasa or Lammas. You know, so we want to go, 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 kind of like a little kid. But think of the elderly, you know, people that are in their 90s, people that are in their hundreds. Do you see them rushing everywhere? They've come to enjoy life as it comes, just taking in minute by minute, second by second, and showing gratitude. They're happy where they are. No need to rush. What's the point? So if you're being met with difficulty today, either through anxiety, perhaps some moon cycle cramps, maybe it's things going on in the outside world. Think about our ancestors and how we can send love into that situation. So let's say you're dealing with some emotional issues today, maybe some anxieties or worry or frustration. Instead of focusing on what you're worried about, what you're frustrated about, what you're fearful about, instead change your perspective to one of a more relaxed, elderly, ancestrally point of view. Instead, how can I send love into what is giving me anxiety? How can I see this in a loving manner? How can I send love into what I fear? How can I send love into that which frustrates me? And how can I fill myself with love, alleviating this fear, this frustration, anxiety? With, for me being female, I have my cycle and cramps. Instead of becoming frustrated with something that is a very natural process, I can't help it. You know, it's just something that my body does at this stage in life. How can I send love into it? How can I send love into myself? If there's something going on the outside, somebody cuts you off, somebody says something negative, they're just being being not nice on the outside, how can we send love to them? How can we see the situation in love? What would love say? And that is how we get through difficulties today. Not focusing on what the difficulty is, but instead focusing on the love. Focusing on sending it either to ourselves or externally. Or both, actually, would be nice. All right. So let's go back here. Edgar's like, don't say anything out loud. I'm seeing red now. Just got invaded by my roommate. No boundaries. Oh my goodness. Billy says, that's a great question for Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin will advise, but it's up to you to do the actual work and heavy lifting. Susie's like, oh, sorry, Edgar, sending hugs. Edgar's like, joked on him. I finally got a lock. Just need to install it. Oh, wow. And Susie's like, good for you. Edgar's like, I fill myself with love by throwing out my roommate to meditate. Then I can handle him. Yeah, you know what? Just send love his way. Send some love and gentleness to yourself. People can be very frustrating, but you know what? Engaging in that frustration just to make yourself frustrated probably isn't going to help the situation. So yeah, you know, do what you can to maintain your boundaries energetically and physically. Yeah, and you know what? I send love to you. Okay, so I love that card. I love the Wild Kuan Yin. That's one of my fave decks. Okay, you guys, are you ready for the healing portion? Because I know I am. I'm going to need some of this too. Edgar's like, thank God I lowered the volume. Otherwise, he would have heard you reading my post. Whoops. Okay, you guys, so healing portion. I know some of us got some emotional healing. We got some physical healing to do. We got some energetic healing. I have my drum here. So let's get to it. I'm going to take you guys through a quick guided meditation. This portion is for you. And I know a lot of people sometimes just chime into the chat because they want the healing portion. So think about all the messages that you heard today and which of them actually connected with you? Which of them do you want to implement this week? And also, what do you want to let go? If the message was flow, you know, that was one of our big messages. And the other message at the very beginning with our boundaries, connectedness, and also connecting to our ancestors and all that came before us, not just our bloodline. How can we also work on release? So flowing in and flowing out. And Susie was saying the allies, spirit guides, are ancestors. Exactly. So, all right, guys, get yourselves nice and comfy, whether you're laying down or sitting on the floor like me, or your couch or chair. And you can go ahead and close your eyes and just let it go. If you want to shake out your hands a little bit, go ahead. Here's something that my friend Annette taught me, and I'll pass it on to you guys. Just kind of sweeping off our energy. Because right now I feel like my energy is a little frantic, but you know, that's just, there's some things going on causing some issue. But we're just gonna let that go. Don't need to hold on to it. So we're gonna do a little dry brushing. So I'm gonna ask that you take your right hand and put it onto your left shoulder. And we're just gonna sweep and make a little sound. So sweeping off any negativity. Put your left hand onto your right shoulder and sweep away. Again, right hand, left shoulder, sweep away. Okay, now extend your left arm. Take your right hand, sweep down your arm in a forceful sweeping motion. Take your left hand, right arm, and we're going to sweep. And I want you to imagine that you're just letting anything go that doesn't help you at this moment in time. Just going to let that go. We're going to brush it right off. And take your right hand, left arm, and okay, we're going to take both of our hands, extend them up in the air. So interlock your fingers just like this. We're going to push up and out. Reach, and we're going to put those hands locked just like this behind our head, just like this. And what I'm going to have you do is you're going to make that same motion, and you're going to sweep off the bottom of near your neck and sweep off and snap your fingers. Okay, we're going to let anything that's connecting to our crown chakra at the moment, anything that's surrounding our head, and we're going to brush it off. So hands behind your head, and number 2, we'll do it a third time. Okay, put your hands on your lower back. I know some of us have some back issues. We're gonna press down on our back, so your hands are gonna slide down your back. And as they slide down, I'm gonna have you do the same thing. You're gonna go, and you're gonna release by snapping your fingers. So here we go. Okay, and now go ahead and take both of your hands and just shake them out. Whew. Now bring your awareness to your breath. We're gonna let it all go. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Let your neck become malleable, relaxing the upper arms, the forearms, our torso, our legs. All that I ask is you try to make your spine as straight as possible without looking like a statue, just relaxed and straight, relaxed and straight. Focus on your breath. Just feel the rise and fall of your chest. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on our inhale. And as we do, think about all the things that you want to bring in this week. Maybe it's a different way of doing things, a different system. Maybe you want to bring in flow this week. Maybe you want to work with ancestors this week. Think about what your intention is, and this is your focus. We're going to breathe it in. We're going to have it fill every organ in the body, every cell in the body, every speck of energy within our body. So let's breathe it in all the way into the lungs, the diaphragm, and the stomach. Here we go. Deep breath. And exhale. All the way, let that belly button hit the spine. Full exhale, no breath left. And inhale. And with the next exhale, think about what you are releasing. What are you getting rid of this week? Is it a particular energy? Is it a particular situation? Is it a particular person? What is it that you're releasing? Particular way of doing things. And continue this process, focusing your intention on what you want to bring in and fill yourself with, fill your light with, and that which you're releasing. Maybe it served you at some point in time, but we don't need it this week. So go ahead and release and thank it for aiding you thus far, whatever it is that you're releasing. And as you continue focusing on that, I want you guys to ground in a way that is beneficial to you and connect in a way that is beneficial to you. And I'm going to play the drum a little bit while you guys focus on your intentions this week. guys, I hope you enjoyed that little healing that we did. Felt so releasing. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's chat and all the messages. I know I loved hanging out with all of you guys. I love when you guys are pulling cards, throwing down some knowledge, some intuition, coming in with some jokes. Also, you know, this is a great place for healing. All of you guys have some wonderful healing abilities in your own unique ways, and I love it. And I love that we can all come together like this. So thank you, thank you. And remember, since we are at the end of our chat today, I will do the super chats and super stickers. So I know Susie did a little super sticker. Thank you, thank you. So if you'd like me to pull a card, I'll pull it from the Good Karma Tarot. So Susie, if you'd like me to pull a card, let me know. And if there's a particular question attached, let me know as well. Sorry, I was like messing up my hair while I was like cleansing my energy. All right, so Susie just wants a general card. No worries, let's do it. And so if anybody else, all right, so Kayla PayPal'd, excellent. So Kayla, let me know as well what your question may be. So here we go. And then afterwards, we'll do a closing up of our circle, and we'll do our thanks and gratitudes, as we should. Okay, Susie, let's see what we got here. Ooh, you got the devil, Capricorn. Oh, and Sumi as well. All right, so Kitty, meow, 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 what's up? And Edgar's like, yay. All right, so Susie's like, oh. Okay, so let's see here. The devil card, little Capricorn card that we got going on here. Okay, so Susie, what I was getting with this one is to not get so caught up in how you believe things should be. Of course, there is, you know, in each of our own personal worlds and points of view, we would like the world to operate in a particular way. We would like people to operate in a particular way. And of course, we would like our journey to look like something particular. And although maybe you are trying to live in flow a bit more, when it comes to things that maybe upset you in the outside world, let's say somebody does something that you deem unjust, it's unfair, people shouldn't act in that manner. Try not to allow too much of your energy to get corded into how you believe they should be acting. Remember that everything is just a reflection to help us on our own personal healing journey. So if something is upsetting us in a particular way, we find ourselves very distraught about a particular person, situation, emotion that is coming up, that is just a sign that says, hello, hello, we're here to remind you that there is some healing to take place as it pertains to the energy surrounding a particular situation or a particular person. And so that we don't get the ego caught up in that's not how it should be. That person shouldn't act that way. How come they get, you know, let's say special treatment? How come people act that way? That's not fair. We shouldn't have that happening in our world. And so if you find yourself and your mind constantly going to that wasn't okay and it just doesn't make you feel right, then know that that is something that you can work on healing wise this week. That it's just a little symbol that something needs to be worked on in terms of healing. So if something is bothering you in that way and you feel overly anxious or upset that something is not going the way you believe it should be going, or somebody's not acting the way they should be acting, then you have to ask yourself why. First, sending love to the situation, but also what do I need to work on inside of me that is feeling a weird vibration with this. All right, so we don't let ourselves get corded in. Let's see. Susie said, my North Node is Capricorn. My Sun is Capricorn. Ooh. And Susie said, relax. Yes, I will try. And Edgar said, enjoy your pleasures, but don't allow them to bind you down. And Susie says, I got it. Yes, my Virgo rising makes me a little judgmental. I am working on it. I'll work on my compassion. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Okay, so let's put that, well, actually, no, we'll put it back in the deck here. So Kayla, did you have a particular question? Then we'll get to our friend Sumi. So yes, Goddess Kayla next, and then Goddess Sumi. So, and you're very welcome. Thank you, Susie, for allowing me to read for you. Oh, I think I had the last of my tea. Well then. So yes, Kayla, let me know. I'll give these a nice good shuffle for you. Oh, there we go. Or it could be a general, of course, as well. General. Okay, excellent. So let's go ahead and Kayla. Yabba-do time. Let's see. Oh, we have the Ace of Cups. Yay! And if you guys are wondering how Liesel and Susie and Kayla and Heather too, I know she's off in the mountains right now, can have these special little emojis that you see, that's because they're a part of the YouTube memberships. They get special emojis. Okay, so Ace of Cups. All right, Kayla, let's see how this is doing for you. And probably also why was I hearing the Flintstones theme song when your question, or I mean, when I was tapping into your energy. So that's interesting. Okay. So kind of also what we were talking about earlier when we pulled that Goddess of Water or Water Goddess card. And it was all about the path of least resistance. And so when I think of the Flintstones, and you know how Fred Flintstone and Barney, they were like working at I think all they did was like crush rocks all day, and they make things out of rocks, you know, something that would be seen as like a roadblock, a mountain, but instead they're taking that and they're turning it into something else. They turn it into the wheels of their little bipedal car, you know. They find ways to work with what they have instead of looking at it as a block of some sort. And then with the Ace of Cups, again, I'm getting that flow, that movement of energy once again, and also thinking of Ace of Cups as some sort of manifestation, although, you know, that's probably more connected to the page, but I'm still getting this anyway. But it's also, you know, so the things that you want to create this week and the things that you want to create moving forward, if any time you're met with some sort of resistance, instead of looking at it as a resistance and like, oh man, I can't go any farther, and why does this always, you know, come up for me, you know, things like that. It's how can I transmute this and turn it into something fun or something different? Do I have to go this way, or is there another way around this? Can I bring in somebody else's perspective to help me through this? So I really see that as you finally being able to get past your roadblocks in almost kind of like a more fun way this week. So if you find like you're trying to, let's say for instance, you're trying to make a little bit more cash, you're trying to manifest a little bit more money. And instead of doing it in the traditional sense, let's say, and you're like, oh man, I keep hitting roadblock after roadblock. Okay, well then we can't go that direction. How can we get a little bit more creative? How can we go over or under or around? Can we transmute that situation that you're in and do something a little bit different? So think of that flow energy. Think of the industrious rat that we mentioned earlier. How can we get in there? If it was a rat and if it was trying to get to that money, how do you think it would get to it? Would it continue to just keep running into the wall, or would it find a little hole somewhere else? Would it find a place where water would flow more easily? Usually where water flows more easily, the rats are going to find the same way. If the rats can find a way in, the water can find a way in, there is a way in. So getting a little bit more industrious. This would also be kind of like a hangman moment as well. Being able to take a pause and look at the situation a little bit differently. And this might also ask you to pull in another person. Actually, I am thinking of, like, you know, maybe pulling in a sibling or a friend, a family member, It's like, okay, I've been doing this. How would you do things? You don't have to do exactly like they say, but at least get some perspective from them. All right, I can dig it. I can dig it. um, let's see, back here, Edgar was like, and now I'm singing We're the Flintstones. And Kayla's like, I love that song. Edgar's like, yabba dabba doo. Susie said, alchemy, Kayla, such a good message. Kayla's like, yay, Susie. And Susie says, it would eat through Edgar's walls for sure. And Sumi's like, get that cheese. Sumi's like, Edgar is going to come prepared with a blowtorch. You're very welcome, Kayla. All right, so Sumi, we're going to tap into Kitty and see what's up with Kitty. All right, so let's just grab Kitty's energy real quick. Whoa. Why is it every time I see Kitty gets like bigger and bigger and bigger? So it was like this giant being behind me, again with the cat's head, but like the Egyptian deity Bastet. Okay, before I pull a card, Sumi, Kitty was showing pyramids in your heart space, like a pyramid, like it was spinning upside down, then it was spinning right side up, and then it was upside down. Thought I would just throw that out there. Actually, I have no idea what that means, but it seemed like Kitty wanted me to tell you that. Just what I'm seeing. So the pyramid, upside down, right side up, upside down, right side up. Just spinning, spinning, spinning. Interesting. Like a little golden pyramid. Okay, let's pull a card here. Ooh, we have the Two of Cups. Actually, that kind of goes with the little spinny pyramids, because I'm seeing the Two of Cups not as like, you know, some people would consider it like a relationship or something, but actually I'm seeing it as polarities, opposites, mirror images. You know, so you got a pyramid spinning upside down, but you got the other pyramid spinning right side up. So it's almost like they're mirrors of each other, you know, kind of, but they're like spinning in opposite direction, which will also kind of like be a mirror image. So possibly, okay. Kitty was saying, what Kitty's been working on is almost like putting a mirror up, you know, because Kitty's trying to help as many energies as possible. And of course, you know, Kitty has leveled up, and is kind of the only way he can describe it to you is kind of almost walking around holding a mirror. So that anybody, any entity that looks at Kitty, it's just them being reflected back, you know, to themselves. So in your environment, Kitty's like, can you work with me? Which you do, you guys do, but Kitty's like, how can you be the mirror? Like to do on the 3D plane what Kitty's doing in like the 5D plane right now. How could you be a mirror for others? And I think you kind of have already been doing this. So, you know, as somebody, let's say, is talking to you, or, you know, whatever may be going on, how can you be a mirror for that person, so that person, their own energy is reflected back to them. Their healing is reflected back to them, things that they need to heal themselves. Oftentimes people are really good at telling others, you know, you need to heal this way and you need to do this. But if you put up a mirror, are they really saying that about themselves? And how can you do it in such a way that they recognize that they're actually speaking about themselves and their own healing, while also maybe taking into account anything they said for your own benefit. But Kitty's like, that's what I'm working on right now. I'm basically holding up a mirror And I'm helping people to see within themselves. So Kitty is wondering if that's something you might want to work on even more on the 3D plane. So it's like, you know, you guys can be reflections of each other. Basically, hold that mirror up. Are they really talking about themselves? Are they really talking about their own healing? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, it's just this big golden mirror. And there's a word that, hold on, there's a word that's coming in real quick. I don't understand it. Okay, Sumi, again, something that makes no sense to me, but maybe I'll run it past you. Because I kept hearing lith something, and then with Lithuania. I'm like, Lithuania? Kitty's like, just repeat it. Okay, just throwing it out there. I have no idea what Lithuania means for you, but I said it. So, all right, interesting, interesting. So thank you. Hopefully that connects somehow. Don't know. Let me go back here. Whoa, I missed some messages here. Edgar's like, well, a can of hairspray and a lighter do. Billy said hashtag earworm song. And Sumi said Kitty is a cat god. And then Susie pulling up the Chichen Itza pyramids. And Billy's like, reminds me of Totoro. And the incense was kicking up, or smoke I saw. So Susie saw some, well, interesting, because nothing else is smoking here. Susie said, Kitty is a god. And Sumi said, I get it. One pyramid is Kitty. I'm the second pyramid. We complement each other. And then Susie was saying that Sumi helps everyone so much. High Priestess Sumi. Kitty is the KWT tribe. Aw. And Susie said, one camera for sure flew by you. Watch back. Or on camera. Interesting. I will have to look at that because I'm absolutely nothing is burning here right now. My candle went out earlier because it was just a little tea light. But that was way earlier. So, Interesting. All right, so let's do a little close up. I think that's everybody for the super chats and super stickers. So let's grab our little wand here and let's close up the circle. I thank everybody who came here today. Thank those elementals for creating this lovely safe space for us. So thank you, elementals of the north, for helping us with our circle today. Thank you, elementals of the west, for helping us with our circle today. Thank you, elementals of the south, for helping us with our circle today. Thank you, elementals of the east, for helping us with our circle today. The circle is close, but the circle still remains. As above, so below, as within, so without. Merry meet, merry part, merry do we meet again. And so it is. All right, thank you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who popped into the chat, pulled cards, threw up some intuition, hung out with us. I really do appreciate it. Love hanging out with you guys on Sundays. I hope that you guys have a fabulous week. Gemini said, thank you, feel better, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go put like a little hot pad on my tummy. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. If you haven't subscribed already, please do consider so. Billy's like, things that make you go, and thank you for everybody who gave this a thumbs up. So if you enjoyed today's chat, go ahead and give it a little thumbs up or share it with anybody you think may need to see today's chat. Billy said, thanks everyone for this sacred healing space. May the week ahead be as kind to you as possible. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I hope that you guys have a wonderful healing week, a chillaxed week, a week full of love. And also thank you to everybody who's my YouTube members. So Susie and Liesel and Kayla and Heather, thank you guys so much. And all of my patrons, Kayla said, have a great week. Thank you, thank you. So Michelle, Surian, Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, Kayla, Brian, Charles, and Jason, thank you all so very much. You guys have a rockin' week. And also, Lunasa and Llamas blessings to you guys for those who are celebrating tomorrow. All right, catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.